Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's YouTube. I'm Kayla, and this is day 5 in the hospital, but someone told me I might get to go home today. That insurance, like what they're saying this morning is totally different from what they saying last night, but insurance said today that I've been here long enough. And so it's a shame that insurance plays a part in all that, but I think insurance only approved for so many days, and basically they're kicking me out. But they did my heart ultrasound this morning, so we're waiting on results for that, and she said that would determine if I go home or not. They took my oxygen off because we're trying to see how I do without it, and I've got to do a walk test and see how I do without the oxygen. And I already know that when I walk, I'm going to get out of breath. We all know that. But so they'll probably end up with oxygen at home, which is a good thing because I do need it sometimes. I do feel like I need it sometimes. So that'll be fine. I'm okay with that. So anyway, I'm just laying here waiting. I've had 3 different doctors to come see me this morning, and the last one did say that I was probably going home today if I pass all my tests or whatever, and my ultrasound of my heart is good, and surely it is. But anyway, they're talking about, I need to see a lung specialist because scleroderma messes with the heart and the lungs so bad. I do see a cardiologist, but it has hardened some of my heart, but it's still in stage 1. So I just have to see the cardiologist. I see her every so often. I can't remember if it's 6 months. I think I see her twice a year, I believe, so she can monitor the progress of, and it hasn't been progressing. It's been the same. So that's good. My arm gets tired. So that's good. And then, so now I guess I got to end up seeing a lung specialist, which is, scleroderma does harden your organs, is what it can do. And so, it's hardened my esophagus. And so, kind of turns you to stone eventually. That's what it can do. And it can totally, mess with your breathing and your heart and all that kind of stuff. So it's a good thing I'm getting checked out and, making sure I'm getting what I need to be getting. And guess what? Elijah's in town. My son Elijah, he'll be 26 coming up in the 10th of December. And he is in town. So he had said, okay, we didn't communicate. We do not have communication. Kids today, young adults today, a lot of them are missing communication skills. So he had said Saturday or even Friday, I don't know. He said, I'll be back Sunday. And then Saturday he texted me and said, I'm coming down tomorrow. Talking about Sunday. And he told Big Daddy the same thing. They talked on the phone, and he told him that he was coming Sunday. So that's all he told us. So in my mind and in Big Daddy's mind, we're thinking he's getting up Sunday morning and driving down. He's going to spend some time and then maybe drive back. Because I know taking off work right here at Christmas is a hard thing to do when you're in retail, in a manager position in retail, and while you're working towards trying to get the district manager position, you don't really take off work. You're busy doing, what you got to do. So in my mind, that's what I was thinking, and that's what Big Daddy was thinking too, was that he was just going to come Sunday for a few hours and then drive back home. And so we didn't hear from him Sunday. I texted and said, just checking on you. And I didn't hear anything from him. Okay. That's normal. Kids do that, Sometimes they Don't text back. I don't know. Anyway, and we all do that at times, things happen. And so this morning, he texted me and said, we made it in late last night and I forgot to let you know. And I was like, okay, you made it where? I'm thinking, where'd you make it? And then he said, are you still in room 4? The room that I'm in. And I said, yeah. And I said, oh, wait, are you in Monroe? And he said, yeah, I'll be here till Wednesday night. And I'm like, what? My baby's here and he's going to be here till Wednesday night. Anyway, he said he'd be up in a little bit, that they had just woke up and they were getting dressed and they were going to come see me. So I'm very, very happy about that. Getting to spend some time with Elijah and Chastity is awesome. Yes, and Big Daddy's on his way. He just called me to tell me about a dog he passed in the room or something. Anyway, he's on his way up here. And then Elijah and Chastity are coming and we're gonna hang out and visit for a while. And then at some point they may put me out, is what I'm understanding. So they'll put me out to go home. And so I had told my friend Angela, I was talking to her on the phone, and I saw a reel somewhere where people were talking about Walmart has Little Debbie Christmas tree cake coffee creamer. So I immediately looked on my Walmart app and put 2 things of it in my shopping cart, because I have a running shopping cart, and then we get ready to check out. We just check out, So I put 2 of those in my shopping cart, and so I told Angela about it, and I said, yeah, I said, I looked it up to see if it was a real thing, and it was, so I put 2 of them in my shopping cart, and she said something about, I don't know, and I said, oh, I can pick that up. When I get out of here and go to Hobby Lobby, I can pick that up on my way home. On my way home after Hobby Lobby. She was just laughing at me. I told her I got to go to Hobby Lobby before I go home. I'm totally picking. I'm not. I'm totally picking. I was just messing with her, trying to get a row out of her. So I'll be going home, but I might get Elijah and Chastity to go pick up a Walmart order, because I did have some things on there that I need. And yeah, but I'm feeling pretty good right now, which, when when I'm laying in the bed. Sometimes when I'm talking, I have to stop and kind of catch my breath a little. And also when I'm eating, sometimes it's hard to eat and breathe at the same time. And then when I get up to go to the restroom, but just laying here and sitting still, and I do kind of have the bed in a sitting position. I got my, butt up, my legs up, and it's come up behind my back of my legs to kind of hold me up in a sitting position, because I can't breathe if I lay down flat. But anyway, I'm excited that I'm getting to see Elijah. That makes me feel like 100% better right there. And so the doctors were just asking me questions like, did I feel better today than I did when I got here on Thursday? And I'm like, oh yeah, definitely a big turnaround. So yeah, I feel like I might be going home. And plus they said insurance only approves so many days, and then then they say bye-bye. But I appreciate all of you so very much, and I'm probably gonna make a few more clips today before putting this video out, because they are waiting on the results of my ultrasound of my heart that they did this morning, and she said that will determine whether I go home or not. So Anyway, I'm just waiting to see what they say. They're the one that's in control. Insurance. Insurance is the one in control. But I do appreciate you guys hanging with me and checking on me and all that kind of stuff. It's been real. It's been real. Now I need to go home and rest. Because, hospital rest is not the same. Like, by the time you get, if you can get comfortable, there's been a few times I have gotten comfortable. And then either I have to get up to go pee, or somebody comes in to move me around to do whatever. So even at night, they're constantly coming in, checking your oxygen, checking your vital signs, blood pressure, and doing all those things. And then last night, right after Big Daddy had left and I was settled in, I was ready to go to bed. I think I'd already had my meds. I was out for the night. I told the nurse that she wasn't going to hear anything from me because I was going to sleep. She heard from me about 30, 40 minutes later. I was mashing the button. Somebody to bring me some rags. My nose just started pouring blood. It's from the oxygen drying it out and everything in there. And my nose started pouring blood. They had to change my whole bed. It was bleeding so much. So thankfully this morning it is not bleeding, but yeah, you just never know. Once you get comfortable and you think you can go to sleep, then here they are, checking something or all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm happy that my son Elijah's here, and I can't wait to see him today. So this is One Happy Mama Radio. Well, a lot's been going on. I'm back on oxygen. Elijah and Chastity are here. I mean, they stepped out to go do something, but they've been here visiting with us, and that's the best medicine I could have had. Like, all this time, that's the best medicine for me, is having my kids here. It's done me a world of good. And so, let's see, what have we done? We did a swallow test, and I passed that, because it's not my swallowing, it's my esophagus. And so sometimes new doctors just want to clarify that. So I've had the swallow test done several times. And so it's not my esophagus, it's not my swallowing mechanisms, it's my esophagus. So we got that cleared up. And now I did a walk test and I failed it. So I'm going home with oxygen. We'll see. They're going to get that situated and straightened up and all that kind of stuff. One doctor talked like I would go home today if they don't have, like, how insurance is. They only allow so many days, and then you either get out or you put in new codes for a longer stay or something. So she said if I passed everything and they didn't have any codes to put in, then I'd be going home and following up with my doctor on Wednesday, and he would treat me outpatient. And so if I need more tests run or my blood work and stuff like that, he'll follow up with all that. So I'm happy about that. And Elijah and Chastity are gonna, if we go to the house, they'll come and hang out with me there and help me do some things and get situated. So yeah, it's all good. My kids coming is the best medicine, and I consider Chastity, part of my kids. And so that's the best thing that could have happened to me. It's the best medicine. Definitely. But I'm going to take it easy when I go home. I don't have anything to do or go or whatever. I'm just going to lay low and enjoy life. between the bathroom and my chair, and my desk is in that line. So I'll be sitting down at my desk to make some bracelets or put some paint on paper or crochet or stuff like that. So it'll be fun. Still sitting here. Another doctor came by and she said that my heart ultrasound, the echo they did on that today, was it showed two things. One of the things is my heart pumps, but it doesn't release all the way, and so it never relaxes. And there's some hardening in there, which we already knew about. It's from Scleroderma, and it's stage 1, and it has not progressed any further than what it was last time that it was checked, so that's good. The other thing is I have too much pressure in my lungs, and so there is a medication I can take for that, so that'll, another medication added to the list. She did, I don't know, she was talking to Big Daddy because he asked something about it, and she was saying different medications that could be, but she said some of them's real pricey. I mean, they all are. There's, so I don't know, she was, and then she asked what pharmacy, and I told her that we use Target, and they're trying to get it set up so I have oxygen to go home on. And so it's already late in the day. I don't know what time it is, but it's mid-afternoon. So I don't know if they'll get that set up for today or not. We'll just wait and see. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. I'm good either way. But just sitting here waiting on Elijah and Chastity to come back and hang out with me. They had to go run some errands and tend to some things. And Chastity had ordered some stuff online, and the last time she ordered from that company, she lived here, and she didn't she didn't double check that address, and it got shipped here, so she's got to go pick that up and try to get her packages that came in. So anyway, that's all we're doing. Big Daddy's over there somewhere. I don't know. He might be back more this way. Yeah, there he is. I see the top of his hat. He's over there hanging out, and I'm hanging out over here. I can't see him. I'm on the other side of the bed. It gets so hot sitting in that bed. Just that mattress is just so hot, and so I didn't even think about getting up and sitting in this chair. And then the physical therapist, she pulled the chair up and said, hey, you want to sit in this chair? I was like, yeah, because my tailbone was hurting so bad in that bed. It was doing a number on me. So this is more comfortable for now. Plus, I won't just be all in that bed all day and then have to sleep in it again tonight. It gives me a little bit of out of the bed, so that's good. So I'm just sitting here, my formula and water is going on the pump. Right here is the formula, and then that's some water that kind of just flushes through every now and then. So this is the same pump I have at home. I mean, it's by the same company, but it's a lot smaller. Like, my pump is real boxy and kind of big, but this is a kangaroo. I can't read the other word, but it is a kangaroo pump too. It's just a lot smaller than mine. Almost as small as the infinity pump that Elijah had when he was little. So anyway, I just sent Elijah a text and told him I'm very proud of him and Chastity I've watched them grow and mature and turn into great young adults, and I love them and I'm proud of them. Makes me happy and does my heart really good to see your kids thriving and surviving. Right? So, yeah, I told him, wanted them both to know that I was proud of them because they have grown a lot and matured a lot in the last year. In the last year, they have. And Chastity's very mature, so I think she keeps Elijah grounded. So, yeah. And then I was trying to get Christmas ideas. Plus, Elijah has a birthday. I was trying to get Christmas ideas from them and talking to them, and they're like, all we do is go to work and go home. We go to work, we go home, eat, go to bed. They might get something to eat on the way home, or pick up something to eat, or they might cook at home. But Chastity and Elijah both were just like, all we do is just eat and go to bed when we get home. There's nothing else. They don't have time to do anything else because they got to be right back at work the next morning, and that's no life. It's not. But I know they're, just struggling and trying to make it. But they're doing good, and I'm proud of them. And Elijah is one that he will work, and not take a day off. And so his manager in the district that's over him has made him take days off and said that she won't be answering his phone calls, that he needs to relax and have days off. So that's good. I'm proud of whoever she is for doing that for an employee that works too much, But anyway, I don't know what the rest of the day holds for us. We're just waiting to see if I'm going home or if I'm sleeping right there again tonight. I got my fan, so that'll get me through another night, but I'm ready to go home and get a shower. I want to get in my shower and wash up, get clean pajamas on, and go get in my chair and relax and hold my cats and dog. I'm sure Sassy's wondering where in the world I'm at. And Big Daddy's been trying to hand feed Phoebe because she won't eat if I'm not home. So he's having to hand feed her. I'm sure he'll be glad for me to come home so she can eat and he don't have to feed her like that. He thinks it's ridiculous and I've got her too spoiled. But that's just the way it is. When you love your dog and, you do everything you can for them, they get really spoiled really fast. Hey friends, I just wanted to come back and finish up a talk with you guys and let you all know that I'm okay. I'm at home, as you can see. Big Daddy is not completely happy with that. He thinks from, them to say I'm critical condition on Thursday and then going home on Monday night is just a little too fast for him. And so he's not completely happy about that. He was scared for me to come home but I'm okay. I mean, I guess I can sit here and be on oxygen at home just as well as I can at the hospital. Now, I did not push to come home or anything like that. It was insurance. Bottom line, insurance plays a big role in how long you can stay in the hospital because they approve for so many days. And Sunday night, what the doctors were saying to Monday morning was a complete turnaround. But I'm assuming insurance opened back up Monday morning and emails were flying and, so the doctor had said they had to put in some more or different codes if I was going to stay in the hospital, but they could let me go. And so a lot of things happened yesterday. And I don't remember what I said and hadn't said, but they did the ultrasound. There's some abnormal features, but I'm going to take some medication to help that. I do have hypertension in my lungs. That's different from just high blood pressure. This is in the lungs, it's the pressure in the lungs. My sister also had that, and they did a surgery and put a window in her lungs. And that's all I can remember. Like, I don't remember what it was called or whatever, but I remember they put a window in her lungs for the hypertension in her lungs. And I Googled that to see if, like, is it called something else? But it is called a window there. And so I remember when my sister had that done, and she was in ICU, and me and Big Daddy would go and see her every night. But anyway, and then I had to do a walk test, and my oxygen would drop down in the low 80s when I would try to walk. And so now I feel like a puppy on a leash. And so it's kind of weird that I always say stuff like that when I had when I have the vent bag on and draining my stomach. I felt like the vent bag was a puppy that didn't want to walk on a leash, and I was dragging it around, and then I have my feeding tube. I'm hooked up to it, and I feel like I'm, dragging it around and chained to it. And now I have this oxygen, and when we got home and we're getting out of the car and coming in the house, the oxygen thing is about 10 pounds or so. It was quite heavy, and it was too heavy for me to carry, although I tried. So Big Daddy was carrying the oxygen, but I felt like a dog on a leash because he was carrying it low, and he was like walking too fast. And so I was like trying to keep up. I felt like a dog on a leash, okay? But we made it in and got me settled and all that kind of stuff. And then our DME company came and brought this big oxygen machine. Let me see if I can just show you. Not too fast, but there's this oxygen machine thing here. And so it is on, and it's giving me oxygen. And when I get up to go to the bathroom, I don't know how I'm going to maneuver all this, but I've got take this off, turn that off, put on this other nasal thing that's right here. Let me see if I can just move my drink right here. In that black bag, I have an oxygen tank and one of these hooked to it. So I can put that on and turn it on to like 3. And then I can go to the bathroom. Now that's if I haven't peed on myself by then. And I'm not just stable just yet. My legs are really weak, and I'm just wobbly, a little lightheaded, and all that kind of stuff. But it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. I had been working on, prior to all this, I had been working on trying to get out at least once a week, sometimes twice a week if I was able, to try to strengthen my legs and just go walk around a store, whether I bought anything or not, just going and walking around, window shopping and looking to try to strengthen my legs up. And so I've been working on that. I lost every bit of it. Ugh. I hate starting back over at 0. There goes Phoebe. I hate starting back over at 0, but yeah, my legs have lost all that strength that I was working on building up. And now I'm just, gotta start over. But, I have a doctor's appointment Wednesday. Big Daddy has prescriptions to go and get me today. I'm still on 2 antibiotics. I think they're different antibiotics from what I had in the hospital. So he's got to go pick those up when Target gets those ready. And I might have had another prescription or two. I think it was 4 in all. So he's got to get those today. My son Elijah and Chastity are here. I think I've said that. They have been a huge, huge help. Matter of fact, I sent Elijah a text yesterday. They had left to go get something to eat and go run some errands that they needed to run. And so I texted him and told him that I'm very proud of him. And so I sent Elijah a text and told him that I'm very proud of him and Chastity, that they both stepped up, and I've watched them grow and mature, and they're awesome adults and responsible, and just, they're just doing life, and I'm very proud of them. And so I did send him a text yesterday just letting him know that I'm very proud of him for being the person he is. And they had ended up coming back to the hospital and hanging out, and then they discharged me, and so they helped us get things together. Chastity said she had never seen anybody when they said, okay, we're discharging you, whatever, when they finished all that stuff. She said she had never seen somebody be ready to leave so fast, like pack up all their stuff and be in the wheelchair and out the door as fast as I was. But get it done, get it out. So we made it home, and they got here the same time we did, so they got things and brought in the house and just helped me get set up and comfortable and all that. And then the place come and brought the rest of the oxygen and stuff. And then they ended up going and getting food and bringing back so they could all eat. Big Daddy was hungry, he hadn't ate, so they got food and ate, and just we sat around and talked and all that. Let me drink some tea real quick. Sorry. But they were very, very helpful, and just it did my heart a lot of good just to have them close by. Now Dakota and Carlton are sick. They came and saw me Friday evening. Saturday, they're both sick. Carlton is worse off than Dakota, but yeah, they're really bad sick. So I told Dakota, don't worry about coming. When you get better, we'll spend some time together. Now, Phoebe was so excited when I got home. It's like she couldn't even believe it was me coming in that door. She was so excited to see me. Sassy acted really weird. Like, she came through. She knew I was here, but she knew Elijah and Chastity was here. And so she was very standoffish and acted pretty strange. As soon as Elijah and Chastity left, Sassy was right here. She was like, "Pat me, woman," and she's rubbing her head all around on me. So pretty much last night, I was laid back in this chair, and I had to pet her all night. If I stopped, she would bite me. As long as I kept petting, she's okay. But if my hands stop, she bites them. So I had to pet her all night to console her and let her know. Now, Sissy has not been up on me yet. She's come through a few times. I've seen her in there eating, and she's come through a couple of times. But we had Elijah's dog on Wednesday night and Thursday here, and so she is traumatized from that. It usually takes her about a week to calm down. But when I was in the hospital, Big Daddy was saying, I ain't even seen Sissy. And then finally he's like, okay, I saw Sissy for the first time. And I think he said he saw Sissy a total of 2 times while I was in the hospital. And one of them, he just happened to see her, but she wasn't coming out and like acting, her normal self, or coming out and eating and all that, which she probably was when he was asleep. She was probably eating then. But they all seem to be good. I missed them totally. I miss Sassy. And I don't know if I said this, but one night when I was in the ICU, I had my tablet, and I'm sitting here watching my tablet. I'm watching some YouTube videos. Next thing I know, I felt Sassy jump up on the hospital bed. And so I'm watching the tablet, the cat jumps up on the bed, and I'm like, there's no cat. It was really, really weird, but I don't know if that's muscle memory or what, but I felt the cat jump up on the bed, and the cat was not there. So Big Daddy said it was probably the last person that was in that room. Elijah and Chastity are going to Walmart to pick up a curbside order that I had put in, and it needs to be picked up today. So they're doing that, and also they're going to go in the store. They're going to go in Walmart and get an extension cord for, I guess, my heater over there, because the heater and this can't run at the same time. So they're going to get a heavyweight extension cord that will handle that heater and have to run it to the kitchen to plug it up, because it throws the breaker if they're both on the same breaker. And so they're going to be coming out in just a little bit, and then they're going to go spend some time with Chastity's family. So that's good, and I take a nap and whatever while they do that. And then they'll be back, to see me, and they'll actually be here until Wednesday night. So I'm just glad I'm getting to see them and spend some time with them. And I told Dakota not to, worry about it. When he gets better, we'll hang out and spend some time together. Big Daddy's getting him some coffee.
Yep.
Yeah, he's fixing to go to Target after Elijah and Chastity get here so he can get my prescriptions situated and all that. It's just a lot. It's a lot to deal with, a lot to handle. Big Daddy's work has been great. They've all been checking, calling, and texting, and checking in to make sure we're okay and everything. And we're just good. Big Daddy don't really want to leave me by myself right now, because I am a little wobbly, but it'll get better. I'm not going to stay wobbly, okay? I'm going to be doing that leg exercises and doing whatever I can do to strengthen my legs back up. Already like flexing my feet, trying to loosen them tendons in there, and just that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm flexing my feet while I'm talking. And I hold them up, and then I let them go, and I hold them up. I'm talking about my feet at my ankles, I do that while I'm sitting here talking, because I'm stretching those ligaments and muscles in there. There goes Sissy. She's still very skittish, and she's not sure about going in the kitchen, so she's kind of looking around to see, make sure Ginger's still not here before she just walks around. But it usually takes her about a week to get over something like that. And then with Elijah and Chastity coming in and out, it traumatizes her a little more. So it'll take her a couple weeks to level out and get used to our little slow life again. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get my strength back and be able to get up and do. When we were leaving the hospital last night, and they said I could, go, and I got my stuff together, and I was like, all right, I'm ready to go to Hobby Lobby. And Elijah and Chastity looked at each other. I'm like, I'm just kidding. Not today. I can wait till tomorrow. I don't need to go to Hobby Lobby. I'm just being silly. But, and then I told my friend Angela that I was going to get some creamer. And when I got out of the hospital, I was going to go to Hobby Lobby and then go by Walmart and get that creamer on my way home. Like it was just normal conversation, And she's like, what? I think you need to go on home. But I'm just kidding. I can wait a few days. I do have to go out tomorrow, and I really dread it, honestly. I don't feel like, at this very moment, I don't feel like I can get dressed to go out to the doctor tomorrow, but I've got to, because I've got to follow up with my primary doctor and let him know what's going on and check things out. And he can, look at all my prescriptions and stuff like that. So I really dread having the thought of having to get dressed and go get in the car and go to the hospital and get out and go in. That is all just a little too much to think about right now, but tomorrow morning I have to do it. Okay, so Big Daddy just found my teeth. Comments I never thought I would say in my life. Statements. Big Daddy just found my teeth, and he had them, and he's like, do you want these? I was like, well, you need to go put some water in them and let them soak. I'm sorry, I've just gotten so lax. I still haven't brushed my hair. I just kind of pulled it up and twisted it and put that clip back on it. Even when I got a shower last night, I just left that up. I'm feeling very weak, like right here. Very, very tender. I have that port right here under my skin. I have one on this side, and this side you can see that port, but on this one you can't. And so, like, I need an X on my chest tattooed right there. But when they were putting those sticky tabs with the leads that run to the machine and monitor you and all that, they put those on and they mashed really hard right there, and it feels like it's bruised. I mean, it feels like it should be like a huge bruise and just hurting right there. It's very tender and just hurts. So Cece just went and used a litter box, so that's good. At least she's doing that. Now she come in here and she's got up under the table over here. So she's coming around. But yeah, I'm just hanging out, trying to, get to the point where I can move around my house a little easier. I need to go clean the bathroom floor. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm the only one that does it. Phoebe has a pee pad in the bathroom floor. She's obviously used that same pad since Thursday. I think I changed that pee pad Wednesday night. It was changed Wednesday. It's been there since Thursday. Sometimes she even has her front feet on the pee pad, but her back end is not on the pee pad. And it will pee and go up under the pad. And it's wet and it sticks to the floor. And so I'm the only one that changes that. I gotta get the pee pad up. I always get a Walmart sack. This is like a lot of information. But I'm just telling you, this is what I do. I get a Walmart sack and turn it wrong side out on my arm. And I get that pee pad all scrunched up. And then I pull the Walmart sack over. So it's like a glove. And I never have to touch the pee pad. I just get it all up in that Walmart sack and then just close it over and then tie it up and throw it away. And then I have to mop the floor and then go rinse the mop out. Sissy just jumped up there sitting by the camera looking at me. And so I had to go wash that mop out and then spray some cleaner on the floor and then mop the cleaner up and just let the floor dry before another pee pad is put down. And so every time I go to the bathroom, I look at it and I'm like, okay, I'll get it in a minute. I'll get it in a minute. So at some point I got to do it. So I just got to get my strength up a little bit so I can do that. Got to take care of my babies, huh, Sassy? Yeah, I got to take care of my baby girls. So anyway, it's just part of life, and I don't plan on to stop living. I lived through this, and I got to push forward and, continue to live. And so that's what I'm going to do. Now, it was hard. This morning I got an email from Ochsner's, my hospital, that a new statement had been put in or new summary or whatever. I always get like new test results are up or new messages from doctors or just new anything that's been changed to my chart. So I clicked on it and went in and started reading the new stuff that's put up. It was put in by the ER doctor. That stuff finally updated, and it was what he put in. And to read how he was talking about the patient was in critical condition, it's kind of hard to read that, to read like, they didn't think you were going to make it, woman. They didn't think you were going to make it Thursday, and here it is Tuesday, and you're talking about cleaning the bathroom floor. Yeah, that's kind of wild, ain't it? It is. But I'm thankful to be here. I'm not going to just sit in this chair and not live my life. I'm going to live my life. I've got plans. This head right here, if you could see inside that head, those wheels are turning so fast. That's why I get lightheaded. That's why I get lightheaded and kind of stumble around, because there's so many ideas running around in that head. Those wheels are turning so fast in there, I can't keep up. But I got plans. I got crochet plans. I got beading plans, bracelet plans. I got bag charm plans, art journal. I want to make a Christmas art journal for the month of December. I'm already a day late, so I got to get my butt in there and catch up for December 1st and 2nd, and I'm gonna do it. There's no reason why I can't. So yeah, I got a lot to do. I'm not giving up, and I'm not stopping my life just because I was in critical condition on Thursday. I do hate that happens so much, because I was really looking forward to having all my family together and, hanging out and visiting with everybody and just, sitting around and joking and ragging on each other like we've always done, and we just hadn't been able to do that. Well, since last Christmas, you know? And so I was so looking forward to that. And then to find out that, I need to go to the hospital instead of going to Dakota's. Because I had texted Dakota and told him to get the nebulizer out and the medication. We have one nebulizer machine and we share it back and forth. Whoever needs it has the nebulizer machine. I hadn't needed it in a long time. Dakota needs it pretty often, so it's at his house. And I told him just get that nebulizer machine and the medication, and I'll use it when I get there. And needed a little more than the nebulizer machine, obviously. But yeah, it was hard to read what the doctor had wrote about that. And it's also very interesting, but also sad to hear Big Daddy on the phone when people call him from his work, or one of the owners from his work, or somebody calls him and they ask, like, what happened, and he's explaining, what. So the phone cut off, so I don't know where it cut off at, but when he's on the phone and he's explaining to somebody what happened on Thursday, and Wednesday what we did, and then Thursday this is what happened, and he's saying, I almost lost my wife. That gets me every time. When I hear him say that, it really gets me. But, oh, I love that man. Very, very much. Sassy. Well, guys, I guess I'm gonna let you all go. I just talk, and probably repeating the same thing, and I hate that. I don't want to torture you and put you through that. Like I said, we're expecting Elijah and Chastity, and I'm gonna get somebody to go do something on my computer chair at my desk, so it doesn't sink down. I did buy a thing last week, and we put that on there, and then Elijah had came Wednesday. Was it Wednesday or Thursday? No. When did I see Elijah? Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday night when Elijah was here. He took that off, and because the chair is not up all the way, I need it raised all the way up, and then this collar thing put on there that keeps it from sinking down when you sit down in it. The chair's old. It's I don't know. It's 8-10 years old, something like that, maybe. It's still a good chair. I mean, it just sinks down. All that's gone. The hydraulic system thing in there is shot. But I can still sit in the chair, but I can't sit in it with my knees up. I have to have my chair up and my legs down. If it sinks down, I have to stand up immediately. I can't sit in that position with my knees up so high and my butt so low. And so, anyway, when Elijah put that collar back on it, it's even lower than it was before he took it off and did it. So I was just like, it's okay. I was thinking I'll get somebody to work on it. And then that happened Thursday, but I can't go in there and sit down until somebody does something. Or either I want to tell Big Daddy to take that chair out and put his chair in there. But he sits at his desk a lot and does work, whether it's work for his company he works for, or whether it's writing for stories that he writes, or if it's just sits at his desk in there and works on watches, because that's kind of his hobby. Is he collects watches, and he's always changing the bands out and doing all the stuff to watches, and so he kind of needs to sit at his desk in his chair to do that. So anyway, I'm trying to get this worked out to get my chair fixed so I can go in there and sit at my desk, because there's stuff I want to do. Right now, I just want to go sit in there and not sit in here. I'm tired of sitting in here. So I'm wanting to go sit in there. So I might ask him about just putting his chair in there for just a moment. And let me just sit in there and clean up my desk. It sounds exhausting to even say that. And I know I'm going to be exhausted doing it. But my mind just needs to do something different. Like my mind is tired of sitting in here. So, anyway. We'll see. We'll see. But, yeah. I will see you all in the next video. I love you all so very much. Thank you for being so loving and supportive of me and my issues, health issues that I'm going through and all. But I got other plans and other desires that I want to do. So I'll be back. I'll see you in the next video, friends. Love you all.